There comes a time in your life when the people who once walked away finally realize what they lost. They thought they were the prize, acting like their presence was a gift to your life. But now, the truth is clear. They lost the jackpot, the rare gem, the real treasure. They didn't realize you were the one improving their life, uplifting their spirit, and standing beside them through thick and thin. You were their biggest blessing, and now they're sitting in the regret of letting you go. When they had you, they thought the grass was greener somewhere else. They got distracted by illusions, shiny objects, and empty promises. But what they didn't know was that real gold doesn't glitter like fake diamonds. They reached for something artificial, while holding the genuine article. You were the rare find, the kind of soul that doesn't come around every day. Now they know. Too late is their cry. You were always the giver, the light, the solid foundation. But they mistook your kindness for weakness. They thought they could leave, roam, and return whenever they pleased. What a mistake. They assumed you'd be there, waiting, unchanged and eager to forgive. But life has moved you forward, you've grown, you've elevated. They no longer have access to your energy, your peace, your value. Some people only recognize your worth in hindsight, after they've tasted bitterness disguised as sweet. They dated others, hoping to recreate the magic you brought effortlessly. But no matter how many dates they go on, how many replacements they chase, they come back to the same realization. No one compares to you. You were irreplaceable. They just didn't know until now. Many of you watching this have been through the heartbreak of being taken for granted. You gave so much, your time, energy, heart, and received half-hearted love in return. When that person left, it shook you. You questioned your value. But hear me, your worth was never tied to how they treated you. Their mistake doesn't define your value. They may have been part of your story, but not your destination. Life has a way of removing people who are not aligned with your elevation. They couldn't follow where you're going because they don't have the spiritual, emotional, or mental depth to rise with you. They were a chapter, not the conclusion. And now that you've advanced, they're left behind, trying to retrace their steps, only to find the door is closed. Let them watch from afar as you thrive. Let them hear about your glow-up, your success, your inner peace. What they thought was the end of you was actually the beginning of your best chapter. They thought they broke you, but they built a warrior. They thought you'd stay stuck, but you moved forward with power and grace. They're regretting everything now. Regretting the lies, the betrayal, the way they undervalued you. Because now they're faced with people who only take, while you were someone who gave. They miss the loyalty, the depth, the laughter, the peace. And guess what? They can't find it again. They let go of someone unforgettable. You were the miracle they prayed for, but they couldn't recognize it when it arrived. You were the answer to problems they didn't even know they had. Now they want to come back, acting like nothing happened. But you're not the same person anymore. You've healed. You've grown. You're unavailable to the energy that once drained you. People with a shiny object mindset are never satisfied. They jump from one person to the next, hoping the next will be better, richer, prettier, more exciting. But nothing beats authenticity. Nothing replaces a soul like yours. You loved them for who they were, and they traded it for surface-level attraction. Now they crave the depth they once ignored. You're not someone who can be easily replaced. You're not a backup option. You're the whole package, mind, body, and soul. You bring peace, wisdom, compassion, and strength, and they let that go. What a loss. For them, not you. When they walked out, they thought they had the upper hand. They didn't realize that walking away from a good soul is a form of self-sabotage. They burned a bridge they now desperately wish they hadn't. But it's too late. That bridge no longer exists. Many of you cried, begged, and pleaded for that relationship to work. You gave your all, even when they gave you little. But now you see, what you felt was love was often just addiction. You were addicted to their presence, not their value. And now you're detoxing, and it's the best decision you ever made. Their true colors showed, and you finally understood. They never deserved you. And that realization didn't break you. It freed you. You stepped out of their chaos and into your clarity. You're now on the upward path, the advancing journey, where your heart is no longer tied to people who couldn't see your worth. Even now, they might try to contact you, sending messages, playing innocent, pretending they've changed. But your energy doesn't lie. You've outgrown their manipulation. You're no longer fooled by sweet words with no substance. You've stepped into a new version of yourself. You're not the same person they left behind. You've discovered your power, your peace, your joy. And from that place, you can look back with gratitude for the lessons, but with no desire to return. Now they brag about having been with you, not because they still love you, but because you're the best thing they ever had. You're their claim to greatness, their way of holding on to something they know they'll never experience again. You, on the other hand, don't even mention them. You've moved on so completely you're embarrassed to say you were ever with them. That's the power of growth, of transformation, of healing. They thought they could leave and find better, but you were the better. You were the prize all along. And now, as the birds sing and nature whispers truth, you can walk in confidence, knowing that your value was never lost, just hidden from those not ready to see. Let them live with the regret. Let them remember what they walked away from, because your life is only getting better, and their access to you has expired. You were the favor they didn't deserve, and now they finally know it. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, I stand in gratitude for the clarity I now hold. Thank you for revealing the truth about who I am and who was never meant to stay. I ask for continued strength as I move forward. May my heart stay soft, but my boundaries remain strong. May I never again shrink myself for someone who cannot see my worth. Lord, heal every part of me that once felt unworthy. Erase the memories that bring pain and replace them with lessons wrapped in love. I thank you for the gift of separation, even when it hurt, because now I understand that rejection was protection and redirection. Guide me on this advancing path. Let my steps be ordered in love, purpose, and confidence. Remove all lingering attachments to what no longer serves my highest good. Send people into my life who recognize, honor, and celebrate me for who I truly am. May I never again confuse being needed with being valued. Help me forgive those who hurt me, not for them, but for my own peace. Let resentment dissolve and let freedom take its place. Renew my mind, restore my energy, and remind me daily that I am enough just as I am. Whole, loved, complete. May my life be a reflection of grace and strength. May my presence continue to inspire those around me and uplift those who are still healing. And finally, may I never forget, I was the prize all along, and anyone who couldn't see that simply wasn't meant to stay. Amen.